Oh, hello everybody, and here we are back in Avorion with my three big battleships. I've been playing around with the frames per second to see if that helped out. I had it set up at 60, and I kind of was looking at the frames per second while I was doing things, and it doesn't seem to get much above 30 for me. And you got to remember, this is old hardware, right, guys? What I do a lot on this channel is show people what you can do with your old PCs and different stuff like that. And if you got anything newer, by all means, go do better settings, get better looking graphics, and all that stuff, right? Yeah. Anyway, so here's one chip. He's just kind of hanging out there. Another one. Okay. So let's see here. F. Make sure he's following me. Alright, let's go have a look at our little area here. Ooh, what's going on here? Oh yeah, that's where Buddy crashed. See, I couldn't find the little icon where he is, so you can issue orders for most ships by clicking on their icon. Hold shift while issuing an order to touching multiple orders. Well, I think what we'll do is we're gonna let that. I gotta fix that ship. So go over to the shipyard here. I think you can just rebuild it or something. But I can just redo the whole ship anyway. I'm in creative mode. I'm not gonna worry about that. What's this? Another distress signal. Let's go over here. Let's see how these three ships fare, because that other one got one-shotted, and the other ship has that new kind of shield hardening thing. We'll see how it fares. There's the thing. No, that's fine. Yeah, it seems a lot less laggy when I do this, so it must be OBS trying to pull too many frames, and 2 frames for every frame it actually ends up doing, right? Or looking at, or whatever. Boy. Really dry in this room. It's good for the machine, but... Come on. All my weapons are out. Jesus, thing can't aim. Anything left here? Up here. They're all up here, alright. Where's he going? Okay, got taken care of that. Got better acceleration. I just blew him right to pieces. That guy will probably get him before I even get over there. that, dumb ass. Get out of the way there. Oh my god. Okay. So let's go back into escort mode. So their shields we're handling it a bit. You see his are back to normal, and his are going to take a while to recharge. See? So that idea of one of the hardenings seems to be a good thing. Although his is already recharging. Okay, so app. We'll go to orders. Let's see here. Escort me. This one up here. We'll go to escort me again. And where are we gonna go here, guys? Let's see. Let's go over here. Oh, and these Quixel guys did a live video about their new plugin and all its features and all the neat stuff, right? So I thought, okay, maybe it's time I tried to sort this stupid plugin stuff. So I downloaded it and I installed the plugin, right, or the new app. It asked me to update plugins and stuff. And then I go over to the Unreal Engine and it pops up this message that if I continue, that it's going to destroy all the assets that I had in my project because something or other, and I just snapped. I just made a screenshot and I posted it up at the Unreal site, and it says I can't find the plugin. If I don't go into a project and bring it up, the plugin doesn't exist. I don't know where to find this plugin. I searched it in the thing, I did everything else, and you can't find it. So, good job, boys. There's a lot of people out there probably pissed right now. Dumbasses. My title was, this is why this shit, what was it, this bridge shit is not implemented well, okay? Like, what the hell? You know? It should be install it, it should know where the Unreal Engine is, and where to put plugins, and put the plugin properly in there. But it doesn't, so, I don't know. I mean, that's professional shit right there. You know, people sit there calling me an epic shill, you know, in games channels there because I'm like saying, look, man, it's not about the exclusivity. There's no exclusivity, okay? Because your PC, any PC that you have can play the game, okay? Right? Everyone's got a launcher, okay? Blah blah blah, right? Stupid. You want free games? Go look at the other thing there. It's almost up to 3,000, past 3,000 views, okay? For every 2 people that are whining about that, there's 3,000 people that want a free game, you know. And I love them for doing things like that and the free stuff they give out. But then they do, you know, they got weird setup shit like this that just causes everyone to go, oh my god, who the hell's running this shit? It's just like, what the bloody hell? Anyway, puts me in a mood to go on a little rampage. Anyway, I think I got one smoke left here too. Yeah, right. Bother the roommate or something, maybe. The reason I'm checking out yellow dots, you'll see in a bit too. Oh yeah. Cup it up. Blah, 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 blah. Yes. Yes. Loading. Loading. Bleep. 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 One guy had a good laugh. I had the sort of like when you come onto my page, it's got the one of the little Unreal Engine samples that I did up in the engine and put on there, right? And it's a dude walking and he's looking around, right, as he walks, right? And that was done when I knew a lot less about what I was doing. I just threw it in there and I had OBS record things. Meanwhile, you can do it better without all that lag and just record a video and then upload the video rather than doing it that way. And it not only does it look better, it looks better locally than after YouTube gets a hold of it. I don't know what YouTube's doing to all their videos, everybody, but they're downscaling them from what I can make in the Unreal Engine with an AVI file. What the hell's that? AVI is supposed to be worse than all this high definition shit. So I don't know what the hell's going on there either, right? There's some issues here, people. Everything you see on my Unreal Engine ship is crappier than I have locally. That sounds funny. YouTube sucks. Can't get his shit together ever anyway. Hey boys, he likes being sideways, that one over there. Yep. Looking for Zoten in all the wrong places. Just gonna keep going around until I find him. But yeah, and the Assassin's Creed Syndicate wants a 3 gigabyte graphics card, and I only have one, and yet I was able to run the game. That's the same kind of shit that I got for what was it, Sherlock Holmes. There it says, we've detected your graphics card is incapable of playing this video game. So I click OK, and then it goes into the game and it works, right? Oh, and it looks fabulous, right? Woohoo! Thank you for that. Thank you for our little talk game. Just, okay. And I'll explain. You know what? The main reason there is that I have a fair chunk of RAM, and I've had it for years, right? So 16 gigabytes of RAM will carry you a long ways for a lot of different shit, despite the fact that you may be below specs. Windows 7 rather than 10. I haven't upgraded. I'm not going to upgrade until I get a new PC. I don't give a shit. And now they're all coming out in the news saying the PC sales are going to be 20% down this year. Yeah, that's because the 20 or 30% of us that Microsoft bones, right, by trying to force us to Windows 10 are just trying to figure out how we're going to do this without going to Windows 10. Like, fuck you, you know. I'll get the damn thing in parts and I'll put Linux on it. Right, screw you, you know. You lose. And then I'll be doing all this Unreal Engine stuff on Linux, and you can just I could just laugh even harder. All the tools I have and I use right now, okay, with the exception of my file editor, can migrate over to Linux. So why would I pay for a bloody operating system? Stupid chumps. They're just retards over at Microsoft. They're bloody retards. And you guys that got sucked into the Windows 10 thing, you're using a phone operating system, you rejects. Anybody who tells me, oh, I love Windows, yeah, sure. That looks real good, that phone operating system. Flat, square, and ugly. So what do? They're going to play around with the icons to pretty up the goddamn operating system for you. Oh, isn't that special? Maybe they should fix a few security holes that I know about, eh? I'm not even going to bother telling you guys anymore any of that shit, because you deserve everything you get for being on that operating system. I know the NSA and CIA and FBI and all the other 3-letter words in the universe love you idiots. right into the Windows 10 bucket. Okay, so first thing you do here, ship number 1, F. Nope. Orders, attack enemies. Now notice that the other guys aren't at my enemies yet. That's okay. Get around here. Get out of the way of these 2 idiots too. Okay? Alright, boys, are we ready to go attacking Zoten? Where's one that's near me? Where's one that's near me? See, they just wander around this little area. Here, I'll get this numpty here. Now, we flip around and watch what my guys do. Here they go. Dun, 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 dun. Here we go. 3 of them right onto him, eh? I'll get out here. Ooh, you, eh? Taking some of my shields, are you? Oh. Can't see what I'm doing. Maximum speed, Captain. God damn, it's bad, eh? Okay, hold on. What's going on here? My guys are taking a beating, too. That guy's almost out of shields. Better get over there. Come on. Get over there, boy. Can't get over there. Can't move. There we go. Oh, this guy below me. He just was zipping by. Leg is real. There we go. Now, these little things that are blue, right? You want to get the blue ones because there could be Zoten technology, right? It's the ones I'm really after. Come on. Oh, they brought in more friends? Where are they? I can't see. He'll repair eventually. There's some over here. There's one. There's a bunch over here. Hello. Some more of them around here somewhere. There's Avorion that you usually, that's the stuff you really like, right? That's the stuff to mine, boys. That's the rich stuff. Get up here. Looking around, looking around. Repairs. Not bad. Let's see here. I want to see. That was with. You got an engine upgrade. Get that thing. Okay. Where's processing power? Where are you? Right there. So 37. You need 40. So you need 6K for that. So you can see right inside there, eh? That's trippy. You made a hologram thing out of it. That's neat. Looks pretty good. Now the left and right, it says is needing things, but I think it's okay. It's a lot better than I'm used to anyway. Okay, let me see here. As I look downward on things. Over there, I see a blue thing. It'd be tricky running it through here, eh? There's another one over here. Get that one first because it looks more open. Come back down on that one. To the left. Where did you go? Over here. Jeez, I just barely missed that. That's right. Galaxy class ships are not meant to be driving around in bloody asteroid fields. Okay, so now that I'm out here, I'll show you why you get that. You go over here. You go over to here. You scroll down to where the blue area is, which you're picking up the blue things, and you see these here. When you get 5 of these, then they go up to being another one up here. And you go all the way. This is where there's a little bit of a grind. It's one of the few things to grind, and then you add another one of these little thingies to your whatever. Wow, I got some purple weapons. Yay. Okay, let me just sort of scroll around here. What's this? Mission urgent delivery of unknown type. That mission never usually does anything for me. Let's go backwards here a little bit. Let's go over here. Oh, M. Thank you. Okay, I just stop when it does that. I see the whole thing. Alright. Give me a second here. I'll be right back. I just gotta get something. Just rolling a cigarette. I'll be right with you guys. Yeah, every starship captain has to have a smoke once in a while. Although, kids, if anyone that's 16, don't start. It's a bad habit. Terrible, 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 terrible habit. I'm not kidding you. It's a huge waste of money. It's like a friend of mine said. He quit 10 years ago. Oops. Yep, overheated. Yep, yep, yep. Yep. Yay. That was fun. I don't even know if you guys can hear me or what. Just a second here. Let me do this. Yeah, overheated. Oh yeah, it's Steam doing a verification, eh? Yeah. Just give me a minute here while I sort this out. I gotta go back into the game and have Steam do all its junk and everything else. Yeah. This is what happens when the temperatures of the world go up and down and up and down and up and down. You know, it starts to play havoc with our PCs too. And of course, Steam has to do an update now. You see, because it's retarded too. All right. Like I should show you guys some of the errors that I run into on a daily basis, and make fun of these multi-billion-dollar corporations that have all this money to do shit and have no excuses for this shit. Anyway, back over here. This is what I get for trying to play games that are beyond my graphics card capabilities. And I'm not talking about Avorion. I was doing some other stuff before I started, and I shouldn't have been doing that. But anyway, I won't be touching the Unreal Engine until I get a new PC anymore. It just won't. I won't bother with their shit. They're not going to fix it. They don't want to listen. I don't go there. Let me do something else just to make sure things are pulling air properly here. Let's do it like that. Okay. Yeah, it's still running a bit warm, but anyway. It'll be all right this go around, I think. Maybe. Oh, maybe it blew up again. Oh, there we go. Actually, let me go back here a bit. Let's just. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, that's not it. Video. Let's just take everything down to low. Make sure everything's down low, very low, or off. Low, very low. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm. Very low, very low, very low, very low. Okay. Sound. Music's off, that's off. Yep, yep, yep. What other things? Game. Things we don't need. Don't need auto-saving every minute either. I should do that in build mode though. Language. Auto. Steam. Camera shake. How can I turn that off? I'll turn that right off. Stupid thing. Send reports after crashes. Yeah, your game overheated me, you piece of shit. Alright. Plunk. Is it working even? I don't even know if this is actually streaming or what. Is it actually streaming this? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, a little bit of an overheating. I was when it got down to minus 30, I decided to turn down the fan on the outside of the building down. Of course, I'm trying to keep the temperature, you know, at an even flow, and then I forgot to turn it back on up when it warmed up here. Like it's gone from minus 30 to like plus 10, you know, at noon hour around here. I mean, it's just the temperatures are going whacked. I mean, I can't. Oh, well, you know, like it's just sort of one of those things you deal with. I mean, the one thing I could do is I could just turn on the air conditioner, shut the thing off, but you know, that'd definitely keep your PC cool. Run the air in through it. I just don't have a big enough fan at the back of the PC to pull that much air back, you know. Anyway, it'll be all right now. It should be. Should be. What I should do is put about a foot underneath that. I don't even know where I'm gonna be in the game. Oh yeah. Ow. Oh, I'm outside my ship. Okay. Up. Enter. Where am I? No, we're still over there. Okay. So, where are the other two Lugans? Oh, it does. And this is what happens if your PC goes down. Don't panic. Just restart everything and then go back onto your stream. It'll be all right. You know? Things like this happen. Google understands that. That's why they give you about 5-6 minutes to sort that stuff out in case something happens. That's the difference between a live stream and recording. Oops. Whoops. Now I done it. Oh, I gotta get everybody out of that asteroid field. This is just ridiculous. Okay. Escort me. What do you mean build? Exit into drone. How come I can't? Oh, that's weird. That's probably because I'm not. Okay, wait a minute here. Orders. Escort me. Scroll down. Orders. Escort me. Alright, let's get the heck out of there, and then I can get in the right ship and go deal with things. Let's sit here for a minute while these other two guys get here. Yeah. Let me just do a test, see how the heat is at the back here. Yeah, that's way better. Nah, so that's what the problem was. It just overheated. This is what I'm saying, guys. I mean, if you well, one of these days I'll take the camera when I get another PC going here. I'll show you the system I had for cooling this thing, and you'll all be going, "Holy jeez, man, what the hell are you doing?" This is, well, it works. Okay, now I can go like this. F. Go back in this ship. Right. Then we go like that. F. Orders. Escort me. Turn around for the next guy. Okay. Now we're gonna... And it looks like none of that stuff that we did that bite up here either took, because there was an autosave that didn't take. So, whatever. I'll just go down here and do this because it'll be easier on me. Let's go down here. At least it's saved for after the battle. I mean, I have to go through all that shit again. A little bit of a glitch. What also saves you there is you guys get 30 seconds of um, 30 seconds like where it carries on after I've already overheated, so I get a few minutes to get that back on order, and so it's not that long that it goes. I mean, I'll just what I'll do is later on I'll just edit that out, that snip that piece of black part out or something. I don't know if you can do that on YouTube, but you could if you were recording, right? Okay. Let's have a look here. Where are we? There's everybody here. Where's the other guy? There's one of us. Oh, he might not have made it yet, eh? Maybe I went too far. Oops. Where's the other guy? There's only two of us. Oh, he's way up over here still. He can't go that far. Okay, so what you gotta do, if you go too far, you gotta go back there. Alright. And you gotta go less distances. He doesn't have as much of a hyperdrive. I forgot about that. So we'll go back over there. Otherwise, he can't escort you, right? He'll just sit there going, "Well, I don't know what to do. I can't go that far." AI is confused. Normal human would go half the distance and then try to get to you, and then you'd be like trying to find out where he went. So AI does the smart thing and just stays there so you know where he is, right? So in a way, that's smart too. All right. The joys of fleet management, eh? Admiral Kronos at your disposal. Yum, yum, yum. I was gonna try the Assassin's Creed game a little bit more, but that's one of those things that'll be over taxing my graphics card. Like what it'll do is it'll say, okay, you got 1 GB of graphic card memory, and then it will use your hard drive as a virtual memory, right? So I technically have 4 GB of virtual memory, right? Because it adds like a little bit from the hard drive, but then you're really hurting your hard drive when you do things. That's why you end up with lag, right? Now, if you had an SSD, that would be killing the living shit out of your SSDs, right? This is why some people, I don't say it to them, but when they go, yeah, that Total War Warhammer game killed my graphics card because I had it all the way up on the high settings and everything else, and I says that's why, because you're using virtual RAM. You need to turn that shit off if you're going to be doing things. And meanwhile, this guy's supposed to be a developer, right? You're supposed to know this shit. What the fuck's wrong with you, right? Why is it a kid that's never had any formal training knows more shit than most of these guys combined? I read things. Now where is he? Okay, you're there. Where's the other guy? He's behind me. Okay. Just make sure you're following me. F. Orders. Escort me. We'll do some smaller hops. Oh, excuse me. We'll go down to here first. I should go over there and fix that ship for its things, but anyway. It's supposed to be one of the warmest days of so far this year. So, I'm gonna make a short one here anyway. Let's see here. Come on. both come? I got one guy. Why is the other guy not coming? What the hell's going on with him? Is he not got any hyperdrive? I'm gonna have to go into the other ship then. Find out what's going on here. He's still stuck over there, eh? What the bloody hell? Well, let me see here. You. Let me see if I can give him an order from over here. What's escort? Oh, he looks like he's in moving. Let me just sit here for a minute and see. What's he doing? I don't know. It was working before. Maybe I corrupted the file. Something blowed up. There goes one of ours. I got an idea. I'll go into his ship for this crap and then have the other two come with me. Come on. Oh. Like, why would you have a camera shake when you come in and out of warp drive? That's just stupid shit. There's no air in space, so why would you vibrate when somebody else comes in from space? I mean, the whole point of gravitational waves is that something the size of a black hole barely creates one. It gives you a hint about how tough the fabric of space-time is. And it's why black holes just don't sink into, you know, nothingness. But that's realism, right? Anyway, some kid probably thought, hey, let's make it shake. Okay, so you're the one giving me grief. All right, let me enter the ship. All right. Where are you? Let's see if you even follow orders. Let's see. Now I'll just sit here and see if they both come over. Okay. That works. Now, he doesn't even have that much hyperdrive. That's why he didn't have that much hyperdrive space. Ah, okay. Let's sort this guy out then. Let me see here. What can we give you? Come on. Still gotta give you more weapons. Come on. Where have we got? One? I don't even have any on here. Ah, that might be why. Needs 107,000. Let's see that. Let's see, we could take some weapons off this guy. I named a ship after you, Willie. There you go. You gotta figure out how to use it, though. Let me take that off. Laggy all of a sudden. There we go. There we go. Do that. Come on. Get in there. Now it should be able to be alright. Okay. What I should do is go over here. Get this guy some upgrades, man. Let's go get him some upgrades. He needs a better hyperdrive thing. The other two ships have them, so why not you, you know? Gotta make sure Willie can travel around. Let's make sure this chat's working too. Beep. Overheated. What's going on here? Why is it sending more kilobits per second doing that? It shouldn't be. So now it's gone red. Green. It's a bit of an experimental stream because I'm playing with the settings too in OBS a bit here. It should be sending a constant bit rate, and it's not doing that anymore. It does it for recordings, but it doesn't do it for streaming, and I don't know why. I've got it set up for a constant bit rate, and it doesn't do that, so... Why? I don't know why. Give me a second here. I'm looking at some settings to see if there's anything that would do that sillily. Well, maybe I'll have to finally update to this thing or something. I don't know. Anyway. Alright. Where are we over here? Well, we're not going through the asteroids. We'll go above them. Two guys, I gotta, did they come with me or no? Yeah, they did, eh? Wait a minute, where are they? Makes it so they don't follow me all the way in there and cause any grief. Where'd that little thing go? Where are you? Where's the station? Oh my god. Really? Lots of problems today, eh? Wah, wah. nothing in there. So what we'll do, go out of here. We're gonna do this. That way we don't get any numpties show up. We'll go over here. Do this. Come on. Technical difficulties. Come on. And we just let it catch up. I don't know why that did that either. This is another problem I have here. Hold on. Let's let that sit for a minute. Okay. Nope. 8-year-old graphics card's gonna blow up eventually, you know. Absolutely nothing you can do about the age of things. They last. It's a surprise it lasted this long. Okay, now go back in here again. Go over here. Let's have a look. Come on. Need some more. Need some more. Need some more. Yep. Oops. Wrong one again. Bring it back up. Back over here. Holy. Okay, that should be enough. Okay, now do this. Back out of here. Yeah. Come on. Come on, you can do it. All the way to the bottom. All the way to the bottom. Oh, oh, yep, yep. Okay, that did it. Man. And while we're here, we got 4, eh? Alright. Back to B. Over to here. times again. Gonna have to do some of the other stuff, I guess, too. Cleaning it up. Cleaning it up. It's all good. Okay, we got enough. We can keep going. Let that get done. For a second. Uh-oh. Did I blow it up again? No? Maybe? Oh, there it goes. Now, what are we at? Nothing there to be even caring about it. Okay. Must get the hyperdrive for this guy. Come on. I need a purple one so he can fly better. Don't see them popping up very often over there either. Oh, there's one anyway. Okay. There's one. Okay, now get out of here. There, save something. Research. Down to the bottom. Oh. Okay. That. Okay. Scroll up here. Good, 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 good. Take that one. Okay. Oh, we got more shields up here. Okay. Okay. Nice. That's what we need. Yay! Took a little while, but anyway. What else do I want to do here? Here. Okay, that's good. Go into here. Go into here. Over to here. Just be able to scroll up and give them an upgrade. This one does a 16 jump range. Let's see what we'll get here. Go down here. So it'll be a 20 jump range. Okay. See, he's got the yellow situation now too. Man. Shield reinforcer. That one's at 40. That's extra power. Don't really even need that. I wonder. Yeah, let's do this too. I'll deal with generated energy here. Okay. I'm back with it. Go in here. Yeah, it looks pretty right now. Wait till I'm done with it. Making sure I got tons of energy here. Tons of it. Yeah, whatever. I'll deal with that too. Right there. Come on. Go around the other side. Do this the easy way. Come on. What are we up to for power? Where is it? 48. What's that adding? 2 gigawatts each time? These Starfleet vessels and their power issues, eh, Scotty? Arg. Scroll around. We'll get it in there. Proper. Okay, and then what I'm going to do, I should just go right on top and fill that right in completely. May take some weapons off and put another energy back in there, and then it'll be a non-issue. $560. In fact, let's have a look here. What's his weapons? Firepower's at 95, a million. What did I do with this guy's power? Alright. Slots 2, eh? Well, we're gonna get rid of a few of you. Let's do that. Come on. Okay, should be able to take one off now. I see what I've done here. Some of these aren't on permanently, eh? Which means what? So that's, if I did 3 of these permanently, I'd already have a space. Ah, okay, so we'll do this. We do this. There we go. So we're back up in power, and I still have the same number of weapon slots, right? Yeah, that's neat, eh? Okay, now we're getting there. Let's see, put some different weapons on there on the front then. The heck with it. Yeah, man. Put these on here. Nothing but these. Can I build a turret this place? Alright, there we go. Now, how much more do I have left? Whole crap ton. Ha ha ha. That's funny. That's just an insane amount of firepower, too. No, let's sort the thing anyway. Let's see here. There we go. Now I'm going to put some more of these on here. Launcher turrets. Where were they? Were they the ones that were the secret? What ones were these? Okay, oh, maybe down here somewhere. Find independent. There it is. These do more damage. Time to add some big missiles on the outside. I could do that. I could go underneath? What the hell? Oh, it's bending down, that's why. Interesting. Try something here. I don't care, just make it do that. Where is that? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where'd it go? There it is. Okay, now we do this. What else did I want to do? Let me think. Oh yeah, I gotta do set up the weapons. Firepower 0. That's funny, it says 0. I've gone beyond what the game allows. I've broken it. I've broken it. I've officially broken the game. That's funny. Firepower 0. There's a bug. I found a bug, everybody. Right here. There it is. Watch. As you go over here, right? I got firepower of 1.25 million. It breaks the game once you go over a million. And it's not setting up my crew right, I guess. Maybe. It says it's okay. Alright, maybe it is now. Aha, I broke the game. I have to show them now, going. Avorion is a perfectly balanced game with no exploits or issues. Have to say that whenever you get problems. Okay, this cigarette's gonna be funny because the glue at the end didn't work right. Yeah, I broke the game. I'm having a great day, eh? I'm finding all kinds of issues everywhere across the board. Yeah. Hello, how you doing, Lady Celtic Moon? So we're looking for, sorry for the late reply, looking up how to block a website. Oh, you could actually block a website. It's, let me see here. Thinking about that for a minute. There's a couple of ways to do that. It depends on, like, are you running your own server? Or is it something like third party? Because usually they have a way to block the IP address inside your control panel of some kinds. Most of them do, right? But if it's something you're hosting yourself, you can go into the there's a couple of ways to do that. You can even stop a denial of service on basic stupidity by sending all that traffic back to localhost. And what it does is then it just smashes itself to pieces. It's an actual clever way to go, aha. You know, it's like it's a redirect. Look up something called redirection, and it will probably get you more into what you're looking about blocking websites. Now, if it's on your router, that would be a whole different ball game where you have to set it up in the router's firewall, right? That's kind of one of those things where, yeah, yeah. And if it's somebody who's attacking you or something like that, let people know about that too, because then other people can check that out and see if that person's doing this to everybody, or it's just something they got a virus and somebody's, doing something silly, and then they can alert them and all that jazz, right? Okay, we're almost ready to go for a tour here. I'm gonna have a little smoke and a bit of tea here. Oh, something's come into the system to attack. Well, I better deal with that. Eh? Let's see. Pirates, eh? Let's see, where are they? Over this way. Okay, I better tell my guys too, eh? Rio. I'm gonna head right up this way and around. Here he goes. Oh, I forgot to add the missiles in. Okay, I gotta do this too. Gotta add some things to number 2, I think. What's missing here? One of these things isn't set up in number 2, right? Independent targeting, yeah. Independent targeting. Just making sure things are right, set up. Okay. Oh, really? I just found something else out. Watch this, guys. Ah, okay. Okay. Okay, maybe not. I thought if you click that and it's at the maximum, it would give you a free weapon. I was like, oh, that's kind of different. Okay. Where are my guys? There's one there. Okay. One over here. F. Orders. Escort me. Where's the other one? He's down lower. Get up into space here. Sort this. So yeah, Now we'll go do your little tripping around. We're gonna invade another sector space and take it over for our other allies. We'll do it in an easier area. And I'll show you how that mechanic kind of works. Like I could turn on a web server and show you guys how to block IP addresses and whatnot. And I could also, I won't be opening up my router online because I'm not telling you what it is, because this is just one way that you would definitely get yourself hacked. Once they find out what type of router you're using, then it's, yeah. Okay, he's here. Okay, now they're both here. So we're going for a little trek. Yep. And head back over this way. Okay, what do we got here? Let's see. And if maybe what I should do is start hanging out Discord a little bit more, and then if or if you have a Discord or something like that, I'll come by and I'll try and help you with blocking an IP or whatever. There are just some people in the universe that just, you know, they don't get it, you know, and they want to mess around with stuff, you know. They think you're making billions of dollars or something on YouTube, and you're not. So it's like, whatever. Even that one video where I have where it's over 3,000 views, that might get you, I don't know, $7 or $8, right? You know, like that's reality. It depends on the click-through, right? You could get more, or you could get less, right? The minimum would be about $8-9. Okay, everybody here? Just gotta check and see if everyone's there. Yeah, they're both there. All right. Oh, it's even got the 3 little dots where you can see the thingies. Let's see here. Go to some unknown space. I don't know if I can make a hopter here. So what we'll do, well, we should be able to. We'll go here first. Let me see here. I'll just take a stop here and go in the chat and see what Lady Celtic was up to there. Oh, this one here, it's a upscaled like Galaxy class. I've made it twice as big as what the original author made, and I changed the material and I've begun doing other things. And the other two ships, I'll show you in a sec. I'll show you in a second here. I'll show you. Okay. The ships I have, okay, we'll go into here, all right? This is this ship here, right? Now, in fact, this is an actual more to the true scale of a Galaxy class. The one the guy made is half the size of this. It's only 500 meters long. The original Galaxy class is something like 1,000, right? And it has a crew of about I'm going to say the actual functioning crew on the Enterprise, considering it's got 1,000 people on board, is about half that much. So when you consider that, where are we here? I think it's this thing. Yeah. You got when I go into crew section here, it's got 830 crew members, right? But it's got a size that you can have up to more people on board, right? You could technically put a bunch more crewmen on here doing nothing, which would simulate having the civilians, right? It's kind of neat that way. And these are the different types of things you have here. Now, to show you what the other ships are, okay, I'll go into here, all right, just for a second. Go over here to Workshop Designs. And it's called... It's actually, I don't even know if it's canon, because it was designed like with... I thought originally it would be a like Picard's old ship, the Constitution class, right? Which was 4 things, 4 nacelled, right? But it's not. It's, let's see here. We gotta go down a little bit further, a little bit further. This is the one that's got the 2 impulse engine things, I think. Let me load it up here. Yeah, this is the other one here. This is the one here that I was just driving and fixing up to get. This is the USS Willie, or whatever, right? It's a big ship. I didn't even bother to scale that one up. The other one is... Where is it? Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? It's not that one. There it is. Is it this one? No, no, it's not that one. Hold on here, I gotta find it now. It had 4 nacelles on it. This one. And I've been modifying it. I added 2 more nacelles on it, so it's totally like... And I made this one twice as big. This is the... No, wait a minute, that's the wrong one. No, that's the other one. Wait a minute, it's like that one, but... Where are you here? Where did you go? I don't know. Maybe it's not in here now anymore. It's weird. Sometimes things just goes away. What's this? Oh, yeah. There it is. Is it this one? No, that's an Enterprise. But there's a based on the same nacelles, there's an Enterprise one right there. That's kind of cool that way. That's what I mean. Like, this is a game that it just doesn't get the exposure because the guy's he doesn't market himself, eh? You know, he goes right on word of mouth. He seems to, you know, they do updates now and then. They've been doing a lot of them lately. And I guess next month they release into 1.0. So, you know. Let me see if I can find that ship. Oh, there it is. There it is. There's the other ship. It's called an Atlas class battle cruiser, right? So I took this, and what I did was I added 2 nacelles underneath, and I'm making it more functional for the game by patching in these sides here. And the way this game works is if you have space in between, like in between here, you can put a thruster, and the game allows you, as long as there's space in between, that the thruster will work, right? And I found out that adding a nacelle doesn't add speed forward, because inside the guts in here is just other stuff, like integrity fields, which help you slow down and stuff like that. Like, so adding more nacelles doesn't help you. The actual engines for this thing are actually hidden inside the saucer section, which was kind of trippy. That's why when you see that me fly that ship, it was suddenly like the saucer section would start glowing a little bit, right? And of course, adding weapons galore. Like I've got a mod that times fours the amount of weapons, so I could just run around having fun, right? And one guy's going, "How come you're in here in the easy mode, creator mode, or whatever, cheating and stuff?" I says, "Buddy, I play this game the way I like, and I enjoy it, right?" And as you can see, the firepower is 1.5 million. Once you pass a million, the game doesn't like you anymore. That's why that other ship it says 0. It can't handle the extra numbers. But see, this is what I mean. You got all these different types of styles of ships, right? All these different kinds, right? Here's some Star Wars if you're into Star Wars, you know, and I am. Look at how detailed that one is, right? There's Princess Leia's ship, right? In the first movie, first Star Wars movie ever made, right there. There you go, right? Some variations of it, right? Different sizes. So like if you know you're starting out, you know, you can take this one here that's really basic, and you just keep upgrading, right, as you go. You got Battlestar. You got the runabout here that you could use as a starter ship too, right? Got all kinds of ships in here. Battlestar Galactica. Some guy tried to make a, you know, a Cylon base ship. Looks pretty good, you know. I'd make this a little bit more rounder though. You see, that's the only change that you know right in here. Spend some time and make it round. Like if you want to go by what it looks like, right? The problem with adding roundness, it adds little pieces, right? And the problem is little pieces fly off and break. They break so much that it's almost better that this is a proper design than for the game, right? That's what I mean. And you know, I got little pieces of different parts, so I can make my own stuff, and I have made my own things. I'll show you with the first ship I ever made in this game. It looks just crazy looking. I don't know if it's in here. There it is. This. Look at all the engines, eh? It's even not got... It's totally not symmetrical, right? It's just loaded full of stuff. It's got nothing to do with skinned. It's not skinned at all, right? It's just crazy looking. This ship, do not do this. Okay? This is huge. Okay? This will give you some problems when you load it in. Right? There's another one here. I was mucking around with this TIE fighter. Made this kind of weird looking thing. It goes pretty good though. I gotta say. Here was my own attempt at starting to make a base star. Now, what I should have done was scale this way the heck up, and then start building the guts down in the middle. It was not scaled right, but I could go back and play with it, because I got all the parts. Like I got almost 1,000 hours into this thing, right? What's this? Here's more like what it starts to look like, you know? Engines! Go! Make it go! Different things in here. Saucer section, right? Just a whole thing for it's just a saucer with a whole bunch of warp engines on it. Those ones are functional too. They actually have trinium engines in them. See, a game like this, having just, you know, what is it, 6 different types of, you know, materials, right? I would go more into the engines and different parts of things to make it so that you have, you know, different things, right? I don't know. There's a lot of different ways you could do this. What's this? Oh, it's sideways. Oh, yeah. That's pieces of ships. Is this another one I was doing with? Yeah, I was doing this up as... Because they were going to bring stealth into the game. I wanted to have a stealth fighter, right? That would just be mean and nasty, though. What did I do here? Oh, I thickened it out. Yeah. That's before skinning, of course. And I just started to do some of the skinning there. Just adding trinium armor all around the outside, because things go through and you lose bits and pieces all the time when you're in any type of PvP stuff. That's just one of the areas. Where is it other here? I got another directory here, templates. This has some weird stuff in it, just bits and pieces of things. turret autosaves, ship autosaves. This has a bigger directory of different designs I had going. There's another ship in here that's, and in the biggest ship in the game I have in another directory. This one here. I cobbled together a bunch of different ships, right? Look at this sucker. Oh yeah. This is the one I did a speed run on. I changed all the engines to Avorion, and I put on nothing but no. The only mods that went on this one were the velocity ones, right? Here's like Warhammer 40K, so do I. Guess what? Here it comes. Right? Come on. This is just such a detailed ship. See how it's loading and loading and loading? It takes forever. The detail on this ship. Like, look at that. That's just crazy shit. Crazy shit, man. Wow. I just went, when I saw that, I went, ooh. Look at the cost. 100 million credits. It's a big ship. So what I did when I went in there, right, is I put all kinds of guns right on here, right? You could have so much fun with this thing, right? And you make the ram prow, if he's done this right, all out of oganite, right? And you have a big sword at the front instead of the little guns that he has here, right? Like there's another ship in, where was it? You need a mod to use it properly because it puts a turret base on there. I'm going to go back in here for a second. Where was that one? Oh yeah, there's our banana. The banana ship. That's right. You can even put weapons on the banana. Very basic bird of prey, right? Okay, you know. That's what I mean, man. There's $20 on Steam. I got 900 out. I was having an argument with a guy that does reviews for movies. He says, "What's your favorite movie of the year?" I says, "None. I play video games." And he got upset. "Well, why are you posting?" I says, "Well, I wanted to let you know that smart people will go buy a video game for $20 and get 900 hours of enjoyment out of it instead of having to pay for 450 movies, right, to get the same amount of enjoyment, which at $20 would be $9,000 versus 20. Boy, do they get upset when you tell them reality sucks for them. You know, smart people are doing this. You know, we're playing these games and having fun and interacting with each other and, you know, whatever, right? It doesn't take much more to get into this game where he could do a mission pack and just add like 50 missions, right? You could get into, and once he's done that, allow you to mod your own missions in, right? I think you can even do that right now. So you could be doing all kinds of Star Trek-y stuff, right? You'd be doing all kinds of Star Wars-y stuff. The only thing missing in this game is landing on planets. That's the only thing that a lot of us were always thinking of is, you know, even if you had it instanced, right? And then you just have like a Minecraft style type of thing on the ground. You would then have to spend the time making more blocks to build buildings and, you know, and stuff like that. But the basic stuff, right, would still be, you know, all these other different things, right? And then what would you do? You'd have to have, you know, I don't know. I guess you maybe have to do some kind of you know, I don't know how they would do. You see, that's where it gets complicated. How do you move the little guy around and different stuff like that, right? See, with this, I was doing something like this, but on a much bigger scale. I was doing one the size of a battleship, like huge, bigger than a Vorcha. Let's just put it that way. You got this little ship. This looks kind of a neat thing. That's what I mean. There's lots of neat little ships. And there's one guy's attempt at a Death Star. Right? This thing is just crazy big. And then you got a big space in there. Like, I mean, okay. It's kind of round, right? At least he made it kind of round, right? And you could spend another 5 years at this, making that all these little things here kind of rounded, if you really wanted to. I'm serious. You could, but you know, Yeah, I like this one too. They're a neat design. There's a droid ship, right? This is what I used for that stealth ship. This is the basic model, and then I just changed colors and I modified it, puts all kinds of things inside it so that it would work better. But yeah, there is refits like down here. Here's like an old class Reliant that's got the old nacelles. The refits have different designs. Like this is like a more of a classic Enterprise, right? Because it's got these old style nacelles. When you go into refits, right? Here's a version of that's rather interesting. It's a medium science cruiser, and what they've done is they took the front end of the Miranda and they put it on a Constitution class refit, and the refits all have these style nacelles, right? And that's where you get into things like this. And the reason I grabbed all these is because I wanted to look at maybe making a faction. So when you jump into a star system, you might see some of these ships flying around, right? Here's one of the first, warp vessels, right? Okay, you got all these style ones, right? Okay. Here's an Oberth, proper Oberth, right? Okay, here's a cargo vessel. So then even in there you can have cargo vessels in there that do things, and you could have a mission where you escort a cargo vessel, right? You got to go in there and help them out, right? Here's another cargo ship, right? You could go into the FASA ship recognition vessel PDFs, right? That you could get on Drive-Through RPG, and then you could sit around and you could start designing all kinds of ships, right? And that's where, it gets kind of fun, right? I don't know if FASA would like you doing that, but anyway, or whoever owns the IP rights, but it's just a mod and it's just for fun. We're not making any money from this, right? And you know what? If I were a company, the way I would do things like that is, and because legally, in a really strange way, once you become monetized on YouTube, technically, then if you're doing something like showing this and modding this, you could technically be making money, right? And how I would do it is how Unreal does it with the Unreal Engine. If you make more than $3,000, give us 5%. That allows you to gives you some incentive to do something in say in a quarter. If companies did that, there'd be a lot more incentive for people to make neat shit with their stuff, and when they get up to like $5,000, then they're getting a $250 paycheck instead of having to send stupid lawyers running around YouTube claiming and nickel and diming everybody, and then not having people use any of their IP, and then they don't make any money. You see how I should be running a big corporation, and why I'd be making the corporation more money than less, right? Let's put it this way: $250 paycheck would be the equivalent of maybe 500,000 YouTubers that you go around claim 10 cents from. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the kind of stupid math that they aren't doing, right? And the other thing that irked me about the Warner Brothers thing was with the Battle of Middle Earth claim they tried to do on me. They weren't doing it to a guy that had 20,000 subs, and he went completely silent when I told him the whole story, right? Because he thought I was using his music in the mod, and he said that there could be some issues. And I said, I'm not using any music at all. It's embedded sound in the game where you can't get around it. You'd have to cut that part of the game out. Right? And when I said that about what was it, Rebel Galaxy, right? Epic gives out a free game, and I accidentally left the music on, and I got a claim, and then I sorted that, right? Well, what the owner did of the IP, he went and bought the rights so you could stream it. You see, this is where It's a thing to musicians, right? If you're dealing with game companies, you shouldn't be having you should be able to sell the rights to the guys so someone can stream them. Okay? And if you can't do that, I wouldn't want your music. you know, it's not like somebody's going to be sitting there, like in this video game here, having a party while we play our video game. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not the same. Look at the weaponry on this sucker. That's kind of the woohoo. I made that gun, so I just keep using it. Anyway, so I wanted to explain that for Continuum there. So I'll hop out of here for a second. I'm in pause mode. And you can get this game on Steam. It's called Avorion. Yeah. Now, have to check out your next video there, Continuum. Like I say, I would be, I would look at, I'd say to the fandom menace, right? You want to play, you want to have some Star Trek, okay, or Star Wars, or whatever, right? Go rent a server like this and start having everybody muck around in there, and you could even set it up that, you could have two servers, right? Ones that you use for streaming and stuff like that, where you might have some Patreons come on and help and muck around with you in the game. You could then have another server that you set up that's a little less powerful and doesn't cost you very much, right? And have it just for, regular subs, right? And, that's kind of how you build a little gaming community of your own, right? And the thing being is that then you could turn around and say, well, okay, you can have different games, different stuff. And the thing is, that costs money. So then you have to set yourself up for merchandising. And this is where you then start to build your channel and you're kind of doing your thing and whatnot, right? It's a later effect, right? You look at the guys that, and what you do is you click on that trending tab and you see which games are doing the best, and forget about those those Roblox whatever. I don't consider that even a video game. I don't know. People do, and it's just that's YouTube pandering to children again. And like us adults that play games, we have different ideas and goals and everything else, right? So yeah, a little hiccup at the beginning of my stream there. I overheated my card. I forgot to turn. It was going to really warm up today, so I got to increase airflow. Yeah. Well, I got a giant air purifier where the air conditioner usually sits. That has a hole in the wall, and then I drag that air down and funnel it into the front of the PC, and then it kind of flows into the PC and over the graphics card and the motherboard, which cools everything off, and then I got a fan at the back that pulls the air out, right? So if I slow down the air, less cooling comes, right? The idea there was that okay, it was minus 30. You don't want your PC to have wild temperature changes, right? It's not good because things expand and contract and all that jazz, right? The whole thing is that I've got this air purifier there though that and I thought about that. I says, why don't we have air purifiers on PCs? Right? And I noticed though that a lot of them are going to this liquid cooling stuff, so that's why, right? But an air purifier at the front of a PC pointed inward, blowing air, would make it so that you never have to have your PC ever cleaned. And if you have these ones that I have, you can take the back off, pull it out, go down to the kitchen, wash it, dry it, and then put it back in, and then it's cleaned. All you have to do then is think about the top part of the where the fan is, have it so it can slide out so you can replace fans. That's just golden right there. That would save Millions for the users. That's probably why no one does it, is because all those guys in those shops would be going, no, 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 don't let them know about air purifiers. Yeah, eh? Like that's just kind of like a eureka moment. Oh well, okay, failed the mission. Oh well. So is everybody following me here? Yeah, these guys are following me, right? Okay. All right. We'll get over here. And you can have up to 10 ships in this game, right? And I've seen a server that had up to 50 people on it, and it would be an interesting thing to see with the multi-cored, multi-threaded AMD things, motherboards and CPUs, what a good server would be like, you know? Like it would be like contacting AMD and saying, "Listen, I got a game for you. You want to show off how powerful your hardware is. Set up a server for this. Set up a server for this game. Let's see what it's like after 2 months, right? Of say 50 people being on a server, because it's procedurally generated, and it after you leave a sector for 5 minutes, it's like running in the background. Okay, so that's me. This is one thread. This is another thread. So that's one core right there that I just tied up. Okay, you see what I'm saying? So a 64 core server or thread server should be able to handle Avorion. Now, mind you, when they say 3 gigahertz, it's 3.3 gigahertz divided by all those threads. It's not 3.3 gigahertz times 64 cores. That's what a lot of people don't understand either, is it's tricky marketing now. All they're doing is they're dividing up that CPU power, right? I want more CPU power and threads, okay? I don't want, like basically I'd have to have a multi-CPU'd system, right, to be able to then do that kind of thing, right? So I would want 4 CPUs with, say, 12 cores. That would be perfect for this game, right? You'd have 12.8 gigahertz, right, or 13 gigahertz, right, divided by 48. And that would be able to handle the processes of data flow back and forth, right? That's what you need for a game server. A server, okay, that serves this crap out, right? I don't know if they do that, but and that kind of crap would probably cost you so much money to be just mortgaging your house shit. Okay, everybody came. Okay, I can see the little things. So now we'll go to the next thing here. We'll go over here. Oh. Okay, loaded. Going to a little easier area so that, you know, you can have a little more fun and talk to people, so I don't have to worry about getting jumped and one of my ships almost wrecked before I give it orders. Okay, there we go. Oh, wait. What do you mean calculated? Hang on here, it's a short jump. Do it. Do it now. There we go. A little hiccup there. Okay. Yeah, and another fun fact about the Hubble telescope. The space shuttle guys took up about 8 more of them, and they're pointed at Earth so that the US government can spy on you, so that they can see down to the meter on surface. This fun fact brought to you by Admiral Kronos. And how do we know that? Well, they originally forgot to encrypt the space shuttle missions, and therefore they stopped. They didn't bother. And it's also how we know we got to see an actual space ship of some kind. It was a giant glowing ball of white light the size of the space shuttle, as they put out a satellite on a tether. This thing went up beside the shuttle, and it went back about another 400 feet, and then it just did a complete left-hand turn and went right through that tether and took off, thus wrecking that satellite on the U.S. government. And then you hear the guy say Houston, and then it cuts out. Yeah. In other words, yeah. And that's actual footage from NASA, right? Or actually, no, it was filmed, and you could have captured that yourself on Earth because it's being transmitted back to Earth non-encrypted. And a Canadian fella had done all of them, and apparently there were two other instances, and one of them had the cigar shaped type stuff in them. I never saw that one, but I saw that one with the white ball of light, and I was like, that is not icicles. Ice does not flow 500 feet behind your ship and then take a complete left-hand turn, and it's so bright and big to be that size. If you got chunks of ice that size floating around in orbit in Earth, you got a serious problem, okay? Especially ones that are able to move like that on left-hand turns. That was just crazy shit when I saw it. I was like, yep. Those are the ones that I saw in 2011. I was sitting inside a lot because I got a disability, and then one of the guys said, come on outside and have a beer. So I went out in the balcony. I was sitting in a lawn chair, and I was sitting back, and there's like the house to the right of me goes up, and then there's like a tree, and there's like about a 2-foot space where you could see the clouds, right? And then there was like a little bit of sunlight. And so he went downstairs, and I was sitting there. I had my one beer, and then I looked up, and I saw something go by, and I thought, okay, it's like a bug or something, or something up there. And then I looked up again, and then something went by again, and it kept doing this every couple of seconds. And I noticed they had this little black chevron on the left-hand side of them, and they were about. When I got my brain oriented so I could look at them, they would have been about house-sized, right? And then I looked straight up, and the clouds were being turned into this big circle. And there was like 40 of these mothers, and they're all at the edge of the cloud, and they all just suddenly stopped. And this was after about half an hour, man. They all stopped, and the clouds went over top of them, so you couldn't see them. They were in the clouds. I was so tripped out, I went inside, right? And I stayed there for the rest of the day going, yeah, come on outside. Screw you, man. Then the next day I thought about it, and I reported it to MUFON, not knowing that there's all these sightings going on at night, right? And I was one of only 2 people to have seen them in the daylight, and because of that little black chevron thing on the side, they took my report seriously because it was something that hadn't been reported from the other guy's sighting on the reports yet. So nobody else knew about it, right? Kind of thing. You would have had to have seen it to know that, right? And what were they like at night? They were orange balls. So that black part that was kind of like on one side was a giant orange thing. Now in space, right, with sunlight, and they were all chrome colored, so the sun hitting them would look like a giant ball of glowing light, right? So that's what these things were. And then I did something trippy one time. I looked at major flu epidemics over human history, and I got a pattern. And I got a really weird pattern because this pattern, every 8 or 9 years, it's not 8.5 or 8 and a bit, it's either 8 or 9 years, there's a major flu epidemic. And this also coincides sometimes with suddenly there being a lot of UFO sightings. And I went back in time and I checked this out, and I went all the way back to like 1896 or something. And there was, you could see this pattern. And then I got thinking, okay, if you go at light speed, that would mean something's 4.5, what's within range of that? Okay, a trip there and back, right? And the only star within range of that is like Alpha Centauri and Barnard Star, Okay, so you got that area there, right? That's just sort of a thing, right? And I'm, son of a biker, and and I think I thought at the time they're weather balloons, right? Or not weather balloons, but weather drones, right? Because that cloud thing, right? They're messing with the clouds, right? Maybe that's it. Maybe that's the whole thing, right? Maybe these are drones. And they put that show on so that it would make it look like the US government isn't, you know, in control of them, right? I don't know. That's just sort of a thing, right? I know. I could get that other ship back if I wanted to. I go over there and I just reconstruct it. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay. Now, there's a wormhole here, eh? Gotta go through the wormhole, boys and girls. Where is it? Or is it that dock? Maybe it is this one over here. Does that go north? No, that's west. Northwest. So that's the other side. So it's over here somewhere. This one. That's southeast. Yeah, it's weird, eh? Where's that wormhole then? It's going off that way. Is that south? Where is it? I don't see a wormhole. You see a wormhole? I don't see a wormhole. There's the northeast. So it's this thing. It's a long, long gate. Okay, so we'll head over there in a second. And then go through this wormhole and see where it takes us. Sometimes they're short, sometimes they're long, sometimes they go really crazy places. I'll finish my tea. Let's go for a little tour. Okay. Yeah, that's another thing you can get. You can get like boarders, and you get cargo shuttles, and they'll like go over to another ship or station and try and take it over and like have fights on the ship, right? Okay, so where are we in the galaxy now? So it went over to here. That's not so far. Okay. Oh, wait. Something's happened. Oh, we're all stuck right in here, eh? Okay, let me move out of the way. Group of alien ships warped in. Well, we're gonna turn around and head back. I'm gonna give my computer a little time off here. Big fight going on. Let's go. Come on, guys. Yeah. When the regional supply of a good is high, you will get up. Oh yeah, you can build your own stations, make money that way. All kinds of neat stuff. This guy should be paying me to market him so much. But I enjoy his game, so I don't care. I give him shit too when he does silly things. So, you know, that's the thing, right? I'm like upper echelon when it comes to anything that's a sponsorship. If you were to sponsor me playing a video game, I'd give you an honest opinion, and I don't read scripts and whatever else, and that's kind of one of the things, right? You would get my honest as a gamer what I think, right? And that's what you want. You want some honesty rather than, you know, whatever, right? And I'm not paid by anybody. That's, you know, or like it that way anyway, right? Okay, so everybody's in here, so I'll just move forward. Am I missing somebody? Looks like I'm missing somebody. Yep. This idiot. You can't go that far. Ah, you fool. Jeez. This. Alright, let's go get our buddy. They don't leave people behind. Jeez. He doesn't like following orders, that Willie ship, eh? Follow me, no. Follow me, no. Follow me, no. No way, man. We're guarding the gate. Oh. Yeah, that's why. Let me go over here for a minute. Come on, guys. What's this? It's a ship that got hurt. Where's the other guy? Where'd he go? Is that my guy? Is that my guy's ship? No. These guys are all shooting at us. You hit me and I'll take out your whole system. Where'd he go? That can't be him. Okay, we got one guy there. Okay. See if he follows me first. Back around. You coming? Where is he? Yeah, he is. Okay, now you're just gonna go down below you. These people fight each other. Non-interference. That's right. Hopefully I pull them back now. You're gonna hear bum 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 bum. That's why I turn collision off. Anyway, we'll do some more of this stuff tomorrow now that I got these guys set up right. It'll be colder tomorrow, so cooling will be better off. Okay. Now, did we get both ships? No, we didn't. He's still stuck up there. The bloody hell? You fool. Okay, I'll do this the easy way then. Okay, you. Where's the other guy? You stay right where you are. Alright, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna have you. Oh, that's the Willie. Okay. go attack enemies. Go beat up some people. Here, I'll back up for you. There you go. Yeah, you needed space to turn around. It'll be alright. Now I'm gonna go over here and get this guy and bring him back properly. We'll do a proper jump. So I gotta go out and get some lunch. Yeah, man. Down to my favorite little coffee shop. Get a little bite to eat. Say hi to old people. Older people. I know it's under attack. Let it be under attack. Hey, where's the other numpty gone? Where are you? Okay. Do this the smart way. No light going through there. Now he should be with me. Neat looking random design, eh? That actually looks pretty funky. Come on. You can do it. You can do it. Go, go, go. Meanwhile, back at the beach, the coconut tree was getting bigger. Now, are they both here now? Yes. Okay. This is where we're going to leave the stream today, in a protected sector. Yeah, I'm sort of like you know, I am a fan, right? I'm not so much into their big thing, right? I engage with a few of them. I say hi to them. I hang out with a few of them. I don't really, I'm not one of those ragers, right? Because, and I explain it to them. I explain it to everybody. Why am I gonna, okay, if I'm gonna complain about something, like Disney and the way they're doing their movies, you know what I do? I go over to the Unreal Engine and I start learning how to make stuff, and then I become the solution. I make stuff that I enjoy to do, right? And then I don't have to worry about Disney anymore, right? I make my own shit. You see what I mean? Continuum, like how I just, but in some cases, when you're running into some of these crazy, they're crazy people. To some of these people that deal with that work for these big companies, they're right out to lunch. Like I had some conversations there where I just start laughing almost how insane some of these people sound, right? And it's like they know better than to come back at me because I'm too what's the word, witty, right? Once I get going at you, coming back, I'm not going to. It's not going to come back at me in a harassing way, that I'm harassing you or anything. It's going to be like I'm going to be pointing out all the flaws in your mentality, okay? And it goes across the board. I mean, I've had some engagements with people in the Band of Menace too, apparently, right? Like they all do movies, right? Well, okay. I spend $20 on this, and I got 900. I'm almost approaching 1,000 hours. That's 500 movies. I'd have to go 500 movies and spend $1,000 for that kind of, So it's like, and I say to them, I says, smart people are realizing that. Kill that guy. die. Oh, I lost my neutrality. I'll sort that in a minute. Here, let me sort this. It's because they're this guy in the middle here. There. Let me sort that too while I'm here. And it's like you know, value, right? Movies are not a big value. They should be seen as you know, something you do once in a while, because honestly, it's expensive. I mean, when I the last movie I saw was Aliens versus Predator. You know why? Because of the experience I had in the bloody movie theater. Okay, it was disgusting. Oh, I can't do that. Okay, wait a minute. I gotta go to. There. Just let me sort this for a second, and I'll explain. I'll tell you about that experience. And okay, there we go. Now we do this. Okay. How come it's not allies? There we go. Why is it not working? There we go. Okay, so I at the time I was waiting to get on disability. They put you on social assistance up here, which is like you're barely you have basically your rent check and you don't have any food, so you're at the food bank all the time, you know. And it was really a tough time. But anyway, I they put you through some skills stuff, and I won this thing for interview skills. So they gave me a movie card for $10. So I thought, okay, I'll go on Cheap Tuesday, and I hadn't been for a while either, and I figured, okay, that's $4, and then I should be able to get a pop or popcorn or something like that when I go in there. And I get in there, they're all looking at me because I got long hair, right? And I got a leather jacket, and you know, they've probably not seen one of me in there in years, maybe, I guess. So I go up and I ask about, you know, I won this social assistance for interview skills and whatnot. And I says, it's Cheap Tuesday, so there should be like $6 left on this card, and then I'll get something else inside. And they says, no, that's not how it works. We take the whole $10. Even if it was Cheap Tuesday. So there's a scam right there. Bang. Anyway, I says, ah, the hell with it. I'll go in. I didn't bring any money with me, so, you know. I get in there, and I wouldn't have mattered anyway, just because there's no bloody way. I look up, and here's this sign that says $1 off for a pop and popcorn, and it's only $16.07 now. And I went, what the flying fuck? Oh, I said that right out loud. I said, what the hell? What kind of scam is that? And they're all looking at me, right? So then I go into the theater. There's like only 2 of us in there watching this movie. And I sit right in the middle, so I'm like getting a great view. And there's a guy behind me about, I don't know, 5 rows up, some younger kid. And every 15 minutes, there's a valet guy, and he's sitting there and he's staring at me. Oh, the whole movie. It's illegal in Canada to stare at anyone more than 3 seconds. I just wanted to tell you that. It's sexual harassment. That's actually what they call it. So he's staring at me the whole time, and every 15 minutes they stop the movie. And this guy, so I look behind me. I'm wondering maybe what the hell's going on, right? I look behind me, and here's a kid behind me. And he's got the phone up, taping the movie, And I'm like, oh, I get it. But this valet guy ain't doing nothing. He's staring at me. I'm like, oh my God, what kind of a Mickey Mouse bullshit thing is this? I wanted to watch a fucking movie and they're doing this to me. I've never been back since, right? Seriously. Like, anyway, so, yeah. Anyway, and like I say, you know, why would you pay money to go through that, right? Like that's another one, right? To get treated like shit like that. It's just beyond me how bad things are in Hollywood. And all these people, they just sit there and they suck your money in. Like, if you really don't like Doctor Who in its incarnations, I'd stop talking about it. I'd say, I'm not reviewing this shit no more, have a nice day. And I'd move on to things that I would like to review. And when you start showing off shows that are pretty neat
to do, and then I'd bring up a segment on indie guys that are doing neat things, and that would put the message right to them. And because a lot more people like me want to see what the indie guys are up to, right? They're the ones that are bringing up the next generation of whatever's going on that's going to be cool to see, right? That's what I'm trying to say to a lot of people is I don't get it. You're putting money into them and you're telling us that it sucks. Why are you putting money into them then? I have a problem with that. I have a serious problem with that. I mean, that guy Nerdrotic, he had 100 subs when I came by with 1,500 people when Stan Lee died. He's got 100-something thousand subs. He does not even want to talk to me or relate to me anymore. Okay? He's a gatekeeping asshole. Okay? As far as I'm concerned. I even gave him a super chat and he never even thanked me for the super chat. Thank everyone else, though. You know, like these people are ungrateful little suckers, some of them. Okay? They just rage and rage and rage, and they sit there sucking on the rage, right? And that's what some of their opposition is picking up on that they're just sitting around making YouTube money and other monies from doing all this shit, okay? It's not the, you know, they just look for every little nitpicking little stupid thing now, right? Now, some of them, like Ryan, he gets out. I saw him last night playing Fortnite with a bunch of people. That's what you do, man. You go out and have some fun. Like, you got to do that because if people see negativity all the time, they don't want to bother coming back, right? Like, ask yourself why you go back a few of my videos, why one of my videos has 3,200 views, okay? It's because there was something free that somebody gave out on the Epic Game Store. And you know why is there no where is this Epic exclusivity boycott going on and all that other stuff? Where is it? It's because it's a free game. I don't have to give Epic any money. I don't have to give Ubisoft any money. But I might, because that's a nice thing Ubisoft did. And if I can afford to, I might buy a DLC, and that might tell them to do something like that again in the future. You know. This is where, right? I'm the silent majority up until I would stop being silent, right? You know what I'm saying? You know? I used to be in, and I don't know, I'm kind of like a weak member of Comicsgate too, where I say, you know, here's, I would bring forth some issues, and none of these guys ever solved them, right? And I've defended people in there, and they never thank you back for it, right? So I just stop hanging out with people like that, okay? Doesn't do you any good. I have done nothing but grow like a crazy person, not engaging with people that cause problems like that. And that's the truth, okay? Right? I tried. One guy asked me to help some people because there's some guys called the War Campaign were giving some people some grief, right? And I looked at some of these people, and some of them were a bit mentally challenged, let's say, or could have some issues looking after themselves where they're not strong enough to do that. Okay, doesn't mean that all of them were mentally challenged, but there's a group of them like that. And I thought, you know, that's not quite right to be bothering these people. Until I started realizing that some of them that come around there deserve everything they goddamn well get. I've never done one thing with this one guy. He came in and he started mouthing me off, and I said, "Here's some facts, buddy." And then he called me a piece of shit and everything else. And I said, "You know, you're a lying son of a bitch, and you're in a chat talking about cults and indoctrination and all this, and you're lying to people and you're bullshitting them." Right here, right in front of him, right? You know, and I just went, what the hell, buddy? So I go over to his page and I post a video of Donald J. Trump saying, "I got up in the morning and I ordered a missile strike at that guy." Yeah, you know? This guy was trying to say he didn't have the authority to do that. He had all the authority in the world to do that. In fact, we find out the next day that he actually signed an order 6 months before spelling out the reasons why you would missile that guy. So there you go. You can have an opinion, but you can't have an opinion that contradicts the facts. Okay? That's just reality. Okay, and what I begin to feel is the far left, the far right, they can't exist without each other because they need to be arguing back and forth, right? I got better things to do, man. You know, I'm having fun with my channel. It's growing. I'm meeting and helping other people around me. You know, and when I see stupid shit, I say something about it. If I see good shit, I say something about it. You know, this is just the way I am. I don't mix words about it. You know, I'm one of those guys who was brought up by a really tough father. That I'm not going to give you that safe space. Okay, you know, in a lot of ways, I'm going to tell you how it is, and you know, some people that can't handle that. Now, mind you, I'm adult enough to know when I should and shouldn't do that. Okay, there are some people that can't handle it, and you really shouldn't do that to them. Okay, you know, I get that. This is where, you know, I'm an adult, right? But if you ask me about what's your favorite movie, and I says, well, none, because I play video games, and you know, and then the next question, the guy says, well, why are you answering this question? I says, because it popped up on my Twitter, and I thought I'd answer it. And then I go into detail. I says, well, I get a video game for $20, and I get 900 hours of enjoyment, and it goes on. And he starts getting to be a bit of a prick to me, right? So I just says, look, man, we'll do the math. Okay, I spend $20. I get 900 hours of entertainment. Okay, for you to get 900 hours of movie entertainment at an average of 2 hours a movie, that's 450 movies at about $10 to $20. That's 450 to $900. No, wait a minute. For $4,500 to $9,000 you're going to spend versus me spending $20. And you want to call me stupid, right? Who's stupid? The guy that spends $9,000 or the guy that spends 20? You wonder why I've got decent things in my apartment in life, right? That I'm able to do things, okay? To afford stuff. That's why. I don't go throwing my money out the window all the time, okay? Gaming is a huge, huge, huge money saver when it comes to entertainment, okay? Even as expensive as $60, if you get 60 hours, right? That's $1 an hour, right? that's 6 movies right there, and that doesn't include your pop and popcorn. As soon as you add a pop and popcorn in that movie, oh my lord, that's only 2 movies for that video game, and yet you only had 2 hours of enjoyment, and it's gone, it's done. You don't watch a movie 500 times, okay? I'm sorry. As much as I love Star Wars and Star Trek, I have yet to see all these movies, one of them 500 times, okay? There are some video games, though, that I've played 500 times. You know, it's... So, I'm not ranting off and I'm not complaining about people. It's fine and dandy that we need some people to be critical of certain bad behavior in Hollywood and stuff like that. We need that. Don't get me wrong. But at the same point, you gotta sort of wiggle it with some positive stuff. Okay, so this is the problem. What's the solution to you? What do you think a solution would be? Okay, if a certain director really annoys you, well, start showing off some stuff that this other directors do that might fit what you think. Get some feedback on that, right? Show little clips of some movies that and put them side by side where, you know, you have a fight scene. Well, this director does good choreographic fights. Well, you should have him rather than this one, and do some work for goddamn change instead of just crying about stuff, right? You know, do some research. It's amazing what you can do with opening up a browser and typing it into google.com. I mean, they really do have a lot of crap up there. And you know, you can go further than that. You can go to DuckDuck if Google's being a jerk about, you know, you wanting to see something, right? But anyway, you know, that's just neither here nor there, right? Like I just sort of, I do my own thing, man, and I enjoy it. Well, yeah, and dead in sight. You're exactly right. Because as soon as you start trying to be weaselly with your words or too nice, they take advantage of that. You know, and they will use you. Like I've been around since '82 on the internet. Okay, I've been here since the beginning of it all. BBS boards. Okay, I've seen pirates and hackers and all of it. Okay, I've been around all of it. All right, and I'm still alive. Okay, number one. And I'm still using the same nickname. I added the Chiron part because the CBC.ca decided one day that they wanted people to use their first and last names, and this is still a nickname, so I put it up there. It took them a year before they figured it out, and how they did it was they put a plug-in on their web page that they could spy on users to go look at their Facebook pages. And when they saw that this wasn't my real name, then they banned me from logging in on their website, my own government's webpage. So I can't anonymously make a comment there, right? Even though it would be a Canadian IP address. Okay, you see what I mean? Like, this is kind of my own government is trying to censor people, and that's why it all comes back to, I don't mince words. I've even had politicians in Canada here that wanted to have me, call them up and talk to them. So I called up this third-ranked party on a Sunday, and what's going on here? We got a fight going on. Pirates again, eh? They'll take care of it. I got them both in attack mode. Anyway, on a Sunday, and I called up their head office, and we had a 6-hour conversation. And I at the time I was running the world's largest hacker organization. Okay, and this is a hacker organization that never had a single member get arrested for a computer crime in 20-something years. Okay, and it wasn't that we didn't know how to do things, because people would leave our organization because they didn't want to follow the rules, and then they would go and get themselves into serious trouble. Okay, I was like the librarian. Okay, and I always sort of self-styled myself after Hilarious House of Frightenstein, that old librarian where he would sit there and he would bring up a book on Little Bo Peep and say, "Oh, this is such a scary, scary, scary thing. Shall we read it?" And people would say to me, "Oh, teach me how to hack." And I go, "Okay, well, here's a bunch of shit to start reading. Come back in a year and I'll see how much you learned, and then we'll go from there. And I'll get you in touch with somebody." And I kept things, there were 150 groups, and I kept them cellular so that people didn't really get to know each other unless there was a need for it. And that kept a lot of crap and bullshit down. And I didn't go on race. I didn't go on gender. I didn't go on your wealth. I didn't go on, about any of that stuff, because there's no way you would get everybody getting along otherwise. Okay? And that's what, and yet it would have been the most diverse group ever, right? I did something that not even the Americans can do. I had a chapter in the Middle East that had Israelis and Palestinians in it, and it was some of the best hackers in the world. Okay? I think they realize, like we do, that it's our governments that are the problem, not us, the people. Okay? And if anything, this Ukraine thing kind of teaches me is that both parties are corrupt, both the Democrats and the Republicans. Okay? And it's just, and in the U.S., the problem is, it's just the lesser of two evils, and that's wrong. You shouldn't have to vote for any type of evil. It should be all about goodness. That's just an opinion, right? Other people, and yet Donald Trump, every so often he does something good. I think he's starting to feel it out that he's getting better at it. However, you just couldn't see me voting for anything Hillary to do with the Democrats and Hillary. They used the CIA to try and mess with me, eh? You guys don't even know that, okay? When I got back online, they came sideways at me, okay? That's why I try to be open and honest about things, so there's nothing being hidden on yous or whatever, right? I mean, they tried setting up. They've tried to set me up at least 4 or 5 times, right? The next time they try to set me up and fail, I get a nice lawsuit and I become a millionaire, guys. That's why I'm not worried about it. And that's why I try to help you guys out when it comes to security stuff and different things like that. And I post things a little bit about that because there are some things that's going on that ain't right, and it's going to be it's bad, and that's why I don't like Windows 10. Windows 10 is just slightly worse than Windows NT 5 Beta 1, which came out in 1999, which got leaked to me from somebody in California. That's all I'm going to say, right? And Windows XP was Beta 2, okay? And they stripped out all the spyware in it. I mean, bloody spyware. I mean, this thing was trying to call home constantly, and that's what Windows 10 does. I feel sorry for people that use it. They think it's the greatest thing, right? Gamers go, "Oh, it's got DirectX 12." Yeah. Well, there's an Activision game that has Windows 7 using DirectX 12, and that means that they could do it. And they could do it if they wanted to. The thing is, they're now involved with the Pentagon, okay? I'm sorry, that's it. I know people at the Pentagon. How about that, I got people everywhere, right? It's just that, and this is why the spying on communications is so dangerous. I don't want to talk to any of them. They'd have to be, come up to me and talk to me. That's actually safer. It's just I wouldn't want to talk to them anyway and get them in any type of trouble. That kind of thing. Oh, what are you doing talking to him for? What are you up to? What did you leak to him? Like, I had some good leaks that nobody ever heard about. Somebody gave me 65 million addresses that the FBI was using to sit back and spy on the world and use as honeypots, right? Somebody's setting you up to be safe on the internet. This is part of that, what the Democrats do with these government agencies and the FBI and CIA and stuff like that. They're setting people up to be used by them, you see. I didn't follow their game, you see. That's why they don't like me, you see. I don't play that stupid shit, okay? See, I started out in all this not knowing very much, but you end up knowing too much. It's like, yeah, eh? And I'm not a young kid anymore, okay? I'm coming up on a 50th birthday, right? So I kind of like, hey, man, I'm not into doing any of this anymore. Leave me alone. And yet they are. They're still trying to bug you, Don't make me come out of bloody retirement, eh? I mean, I even had a guy that's one of my subs that's, he's a security guy. And he actually asked me in the stream, well, are you out of retirement? I mean, what do you got to ask that for? You see anything around here that's getting really whacked? Have you been hacked lately? And I said to him, I said to him, the Google Hangouts is how people get hacked on YouTube, okay? That's how it was being done, okay? That's why they wanted to stop doing that, and yet I see that they're still allowing it. And then, in some cases, and then, so you got to think, well, people are using Streamlabs. It's the same technology. Uh-oh. Why do you think I don't ever have guests on? I wouldn't want to have your security messed with, right? And just to show you some of the other things that these government agencies do to mess with you, they were messing with my bank account. I get a certain amount of money every month, right? And what they started doing was they would mess with the time that money would go into my bank account, just to mess with me on paying my bills and things, right? I mean, when your worker starts doing really strange things, you're right. Yeah, okay. And you want to know a neat way to get a worker change? Just tell them you had bed bugs. That'll do it. Bang, new worker. Yeah, baby. Haven't had a problem since. You know, there we go. Anyway, that's funny. Just telling you guys some kind of crazy animals crawling around here, guys. You know? So you got to get clever in life in order to survive, and it's not right because some people on disability don't have like actual mental disabilities that can't fight for themselves. And I just look at how some of these people are being treated, and it's disgusting too, right? Anyway, that's enough of a rant. You know what I mean? It's just like, look at that little song, Flash. Yeah, I've always been that kind of guy that just doesn't put up with shit from people, right? And I'm like what, 5'6", right? I've lost maybe 2 fights in life. Everyone I fought is bigger than me. You know, it's just I do. You can't. You learn not to screw around. You know. And you know, you be nice to people, and you never know who you're going to make a friend with, right? I give that story. I used to walk along, and I had money at the time, and there's a guy, and he looked like he needed some food. So instead of giving him the money, I took him and got him a coffee. Took him and got him a bite to eat. Well, he turned out to be some kind of a gang leader, and then you know, I had somebody steal something out of my apartment, and talked to him, and he I think he straightened the individual out, and then told him to go put whatever it was back, and then it reappeared. Yeah, that's the kind of thing that, you know, you get along with, and that's you know, why do that? You know, you know, it's just I just no, I've had my times too of being an asshole and stupid things. The one fight that I'll say was a bloody draw. I was in was it grade 7, I think. And this one guy, you know, we were all hanging out together, and we were all trying to act tough and stuff. And this one guy says, "You know what? Why don't you go start a fight with him?" Okay, I'm just gonna go over and start a fight. So I start a fight with this guy. Half an hour later, I couldn't hit him. He kept blocking his shots. I worked him all the way around the back of the school, up the side of a hill, and then all of a sudden he drops his hand. So I go to smack him, and then this teacher grabs my arm, and I just pulled this teacher right off her feet. Ended up getting expelled for that or suspended or whatever. But I became good friends with the guy. But you know, just starting a fight for no reason does no good for anybody. So you know, that's the whole thing, right? You just don't do shit like that. It just never does anything good for anybody. Oh. Boo boo over here. Don't run into that ship. Oh yeah. Are you gonna go and attack them? Here we go. Whee! Have the range on him? No, I'm out of range. Looks like he's running away now. Oh, he's going. They're both going after him. He's going after him anyway. I know. I wouldn't worry about stuff either, guys. Like, I would say in the last 2 months or so, I would say I have the feeling that that external force that's been trying to bother me has stopped. Okay? It realizes one of two things: that I'm not going to change, and that they can't physically get at me. I mean, it's a dangerous place I live in too. Well, not dangerous, but it can be. You just got too many different types of groups of people that can get mixed around. You got a youth shelter to the side of the building. You got 2 homeless shelters around here, 2 food banks, right? You get all that in a smaller area. Oh, jeez, shit's gonna happen, right? And it does now and then. So you got to be ready. You got to be ready for it. That's just life, man. That's just life. Let's see here. Okay. Like, I was just lucky there that the Epic people tweeted out about the video game there that they were giving out for free, and they did it a couple days early, right? And I just took it and made a video and popped it up there, and now I'm seeing other people copy what I do, and I'm like, damn, they're getting way more views than me because they're a way bigger channel, right? But it's showing you that these free games from Epic is a good thing to do, right? I mean, man, I really can't wait to get a better computer, that I can play some of these really cool games at better resolution and have better cooling, and it'll come. Like I say, I smoke, so I'm not gonna ask anybody to, Patreon and all that other garbage. I haven't gone down to my bank account and set all that crap up. It's something I should probably do, and then I don't know. It just feels You feel cheesy. I don't know how the word is, right? It feels cheap when you start doing that, And not to knock anybody. I mean, it's you're doing stuff and you should be paid for it, but it's like I said, they can't mess with me until I'm monetized in any real sense. So, no harm, no foul until then, right? Like I can't be sued on disability for copyright infringement. Okay, I just can't. You can't do it. So if I need to take you to a court about anything at this point before I'm monetized, you're screwed. You're screwed. The worst that happens is I get my YouTube account taken. That's it. Yeah, I know. Well, I mean, think about it like this. The average sub count of my subscribers sits at about 4,000 each. So if I'm almost at 500, that means that they have 2 million subscribers themselves. You see how I've done things? Okay? I'm like the guy that can say and do everything that they probably want to but can't, right? You see what I mean? That's kind of a neat thing, and I grow all the time, and I help those people grow, and they go buy me in subs, and they get bigger, and then I help them get monetized and give them tips, and and hang out in their chats, and I do that. That's what I do, right? And I've been doing that forever, and I'm just starting to get to that stage where I think the growth is starting to be continual now, right? No matter what I do, because I'm maybe doing something people like, right? I'm showing you some value. What I should do is do a whole series of streams, right? Okay, so I see. Okay, so the stream's current bit rate is 5600, which is higher than the recommended. Okay, so now I see why they were giving me that error. Anyway, I should do a whole series of streams on really cool games to play that give you value and replayability. Right? And then people will go, neat. And just do a playthrough of one game, play through another one, and show you all the aspects. Like I haven't done multiplayer yet in this one. I'm just getting to this in the creative so that when I take these ships later on, when I've done multiplayer, they're outfitted so that the systems on the ships are appropriate, so that it's actually playable. Well, see, I wouldn't worry about it. Okay, here's the thing. As a gamer, I did, and I got a lot of flack when I started it until people realized what I was doing. I recorded videos. If you go back and you'll see in my playlist, tons of different video games. Okay, and the reason I was uploading so much was the more content I could get up there quicker. Okay, in recorded videos, right, half an hour to an hour long, right, the better. And you have 50 playthroughs of this game, and you just go and go and go, and suddenly you're always getting traffic from those games. Okay, I don't get very much traffic from live streams. Okay, what I'm doing right now is I'm building up my watch time by doing this. Okay, that was the only thing that you don't get. Is you get a lot of people who start watching your playthroughs, and they watch a little bit, and they watch, and then they stop, right? But you still get a view, right? So I'm getting lots of views, but no watch time. It's the opposite here, right? When I do live streams, I don't get much in the way of views, but I get loads of watch time. You need 10.9 hours a day total in order to do that. So if I had 5 people come in for 2 hours, that's 10 hours. You still need zero point 0.9 hours. I'm not worried about it either, right? I'm not. It's just I'm coming up on that real quick. It's just like I've taken off here a little bit, right? Where with that Unreal Engine stuff on top of that, that's an aspect of I should maybe have separated the two, right? Have two different channels, but having them together, I get the combination of the two, right? And that's all the stuff you see there is me doing it, okay? Mostly. It's about 98% is me doing it. It's very seldom it's someone else's works, okay? And what YouTube told me with Copa is to put all that stuff into the content ID and then block Americans. And I said no. I says I'm not blocking them. I says I want one of your FTC guys to try and tell me that I'm a website operator. I'm an accredited bloody goddamn webmaster. I know what a website operator is, and I have no controls to change or fix anything. Okay? I'm at the behest of someone else. I'm a user of a site. Okay? That's it. And I get you into a court of law, I'm going to mincemeat them suckers. Okay? And they know it. Right? And then all of a sudden I start seeing that, what's that other Republican going around YouTube like a nut bar? He starts yammering off things, right? And I was like, I just decided to go over and leave a comment about his little FTC buddies and everything else, right? And they've moved away from this topic because they know it's a hotbed one that will lose them some votes in the long run because, you don't want to shove everyone at Bernie Sanders there, or whatever his name is. Colonel Sanders, that's what I call him. He's old enough. That guy's just too old, man. I don't know. I don't get into politics because I haven't voted in forever, and it's just I wouldn't want to. I just don't see any of them as doing anything I like. None of them. So, and I'm in Canada. That's another one. We got so many different political parties. It's just. And the top 3 parties get bribed. It's like the United States where you do the two. You need to have it seems like you need to have about 4 parties so it's so expensive to bribe people that they can't do it. Anyway, yeah. Oh, just keep going at it, dead in sight. Like this is what I mean. Like. See, I show you. If you start showing up to my stream a bit, then I start showing up to your stream a bit more too. Because I think, well, it was like Willie always comes around. So I go and I watch his wrestling stuff now and then, give him a bit of love, and then that's how it works, right? See, and this system is kind of weird because we're creators. We're the guys making the content for YouTube, and yet we're having to support each other because YouTube isn't supporting us. Right? And it's only after I think you get past about 100 views that YouTube suddenly picks you up in the algorithm and starts recommending you. That's how I managed to get that 3,001 up there, is because I got it early, did it quick, and it's not a 10-minute video, it's not a 5-minute video, it's a 1.5-minute video saying, here, this is free, here's where you get it, blah blah blah. And then I spent the next 3 days in the comments helping everybody install that game. That's why I was late to even start today, because I needed some bloody sleep. It's like, oh my god, I need some sleep. I fell asleep and woke up and it was like 11 o'clock at night. I'm going, oh man, I gotta go back to bed, man. How do I go back to sleep now? Go watch some of those silly things you see on YouTube. It's like about space shows that are like 15 years old and out of date and incorrect fake news and stuff now. It was funny, one of these shows I'd watch and it would be something about just be about the atmosphere or something. And then 5 minutes after I start watching this thing, every single time it would switch to this dude that's talking about black holes every single time. I was like, no. Here's the thing. Think about it like this: you don't have to visit everybody every day. That's the other thing. And get around once in a while, and when they say hi, go say hi to them again that day, right? Because it takes a lot more effort to do live streams, okay? And it takes it out of you, right? I can sit and do a recording as long and do cuts and pieces at my own leisure, right? Because let's say you had something to do in a day, you can then go and do it, right? That's the whole thing with recording. It's a lot less stressful for myself to do the recording and edits and all this other stuff and muck around with things, right? Because I can do it at my own pace. Live stream, like look what happened. I had my graphic card overheated because it wasn't cooling it enough, and then, right? And the stream's current bit rate is 5,700. I wonder why that is. It says like I got it down to 5. I'll turn it down next time I do it. But see, one thing I noticed is in this game, I turned down the frame rate on OBS to 30 frames because I never noticed it going up past 30 frames when I had it sitting at 48, right? Unless I was sitting still. So that would be a source of lag, right? And then having to pump all those frames up to YouTube, right? So now that I lessen the frame rate, it doesn't need as much of a bit rate, which means I can take the bit rate down, which means it'll be even less laggy next stream. You see how I'm experimenting? I tweak things, right? And I'll walk out, and what I'll do is I'll start the stream next time, and I'll show you guys how I was tweaking around with stuff like that to get it a little less laggy and stuff, right? Now, the other thing to say is the more new areas I go to in this game, the bigger its save file. It's got a 430 megabyte save file, okay? This is how you say it saves on the server, is it puts a little bit to the client side, right? It's sort of a performance, how you can deal with it. You put a little bit more to the client side than you normally would, and then it saves on the server side. Well, I am the client and the server. Right, you see what I mean? So it's sort of Anyway, okay, I'm gonna probably shut things up here. I gotta go get something to eat before my eyeballs pop out of my head. Yeah. But you know what? I will. I'll be over to see. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna rewatch the stream, and I'm gonna come back today, and I'm gonna watch something from everybody who showed up in the channel today. And that's maybe what I'll start doing is I'll start doing that a little bit more. I'm always over in Stevie DVD's channel too. If you see him go live and you want to get a hold of me or something, I'm usually over there. I'm a mod there too. So and if you show up a lot, that's how you end up becoming a mod in a place, right? You can, and one of the things that mods need to learn when they're in a guy's channel that's monetized is if somebody types a number or the words subscription or sub, even if I was talking about it, I'm gonna go eat a sub, you can't type that, right? Because it's called spam, and Warner Brothers is going around copy claiming people for numbers, so that you don't want to put them in your chats. Type them out. Number 1 ONE, number 2, I know it's a hassle, but you know what, I'd rather do that than have the hassle, right? Okay, I mean 6 months later I get a claim from Borderlands, and apparently they pulled the same bullshit that EA did, okay? 2 seconds of embedded sound, right? This thing sat there for 6 months, no issues, and some music. So Unreal does a thing with the Borderlands people, right? I thought, yeah, you know what? I shouldn't do this, but I'm going to. I went in and I wrote a whole paragraph about that, and then just left the chat. That shook them. You know, it shakes them up when somebody came in, because I'm a big supporter, right? I'm the guy that's going into these game places and telling these guys that they're using the English language in a wrong way. There's nothing exclusive about a launcher, okay? Because any PC can run the launcher, right? It just means that store, to get the game, you have to go there to get it. That's it. That's not exclusivity. Exclusivity is an Xbox where I have to have the Xbox in order to play it. Okay? And if I have a PlayStation, I can't play it. If I have a PC, I can't play it unless it's crossplay, right? That's what I was getting at. And then I said, if you want to have some rage about having Steam features that are not on Epic Store. They can't even do that now because Epic's been upgrading that little storefront so much lately that it's now cool enough. It's cool enough for me. And now they got a thing where if Ubisoft has a game over at Ubi's store, Epic can do a sale for them. And the way and a lot of people had problems. I had no problems at all. Okay, I clicked install. It asked me to log into the Uplay launcher. What I didn't realize is it actually brought it up in the background, right? Logged me in, and then it said, went to a web page. Now go back and click install again. Okay, so I go back, click install, starts downloading the game, downloads the game. I click launch. It does this little. You see a little flash of where it's syncing, right? And then it brings up the game. And then afterwards, I realized the whole time the Uplayer was there. So I looked at what some of the comments were, and I told people, you need an account at Ubisoft. You need to keep the launcher open, right? After you get to click on the thing and it takes you over to the website and it logs you into the thing, leave it open and just let it download, you know, and then you shouldn't have any problems. What I noticed though was 7 of the people in one thread that were having problems had no subs on YouTube, nothing to do with gaming, and had really weird sounding names that they might be actually trolls just trying to cause some problems. So I sat there engaging and saying, this is what you do. This is what you do. And it shuts them up. Because nobody else is having a problem. Why are you having a problem? One guy even started some kind of conversation where it sounded like he was a little kid. So I said, this is a channel for adults. If you are under the age of 16, you need to ask your parents how to do this. And then I left that comment like that. You know, not being rude or ignorant or anything else, right? That's just sort of gets rid of all that in one shot. Okay? Because you got to be 16 or older, okay? And there's a law coming down the pipes to YouTube that's going to enforce that, okay? And that's going to cause some chaos, especially in the gaming world. Like, the ESRB ratings are not designed for co-op. They need to redesign the things, or there's going to be some traffic that goes down. Right? I got this guy. Am I in range? No. Oh, I got his shields. Now I'm out of weapons. And out of range. He'll get... Okay, they'll take care of that guy. There we go. Don't mess with my star system. Like I say, and have some patience, you know. Things take time to get going too. And nothing, Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither was your YouTube channel. Okay? I actually was around on YouTube from 2005 to 2008, and then I made my account in 2008. And then I just sat around watching people for years, right? I never bothered to get involved because I was doing other things. Other stuff, right? You know? I didn't have time for it, right? now I'm older and I can, look back on things, do a little whatever. And I can give you some unique insights on certain things, right? Like, and I can show you what some of the developers play around with, and this is, and how hard this is or how not hard this is. Things are getting so um, much easier to do nowadays once they get by a certain bridge program, that it's going to come to a point eventually, everyone, where we don't need Hollywood at all, period. You'll be able to, like, put on a set of headphones with a microphone and say, open graphic program, start first person shooter template, design, and then you just start talking to it and telling it what to do. Because I can tell you right now, if I were to look at IBM's Via Voice as a professional piece of software, I'd think about something like that in a game engine where I can talk to it and tell it to open, close, and do things. Train it to do that for myself, and then I would be able to go bang, 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 right? With a higher end system, where it doesn't take long for the shaders to roll around, I would be having things done so fast it would make people's heads spin. Okay? I wouldn't worry about artificial intelligence because the human mind is not logical. This is why we have some of these neat things and stuff, is because an illogical mind's tripped over here a bit and went, oh, this would be neat. An AI would take, it takes so much computing power just to come up with that. That took me no brain cells to think of that, That's why you'll always need people, right? Anyway. So anyway, I'm going to go get a bite to eat, guys. And I'm going to replay this stream later, and I'm going to come by each of your channels. So I'll wave to you. I may not get to you right away. I might be, an hour or so. And then I'll go to Willie. I'll go to Continuum. I'll go to, Dead in Sight. And I'll just, say hi. Hang out a little. This is the thing, right? This is what we do. We have some fun mucking around. Tomorrow, I think what I'll do with this is, let me see here. We're going to go to a new area like I was going to do now. And we're going to invade that other star system there and take it over, right? We're going to take it over for our guys. And what I'll do is I'll get one of these little mod things that you can buy from the equipment dock. And it allows you to call reinforcements. So once I get in there, I'll call the reinforcements and we'll have like a big fleet. Now, if this was a Starfleet faction made that you can do now, they would be Starfleet vessels that would be popping into the game, and it would be like, that'd be a good little cinematic right there, Just, it'd be kind of fun to see, And you don't need bucket loads full of money or a high-end computer for it, So, anyway, okay, guys, I got a jet. I'm getting hungry. I'll see you guys later. Take it easy and be safe, everybody.